Hello and welcome to the Lyon Show. I'm your host, Robert Lyon. Today, we have the great pleasure of talking to German Suarez. So what's going on, man? If you want to mind, just take a second, kind of introduce yourself and tell everybody kind of who you are and what you're up to.
Yeah, what's up? How you doing? I'm German Suarez from the Tucson, Arizona market. Um, Everything over here seems to be going pretty good. Market's booming still. Right now, we're in a little bit of a slowdown, but nothing too bad. I'm a realtor over here. I also invest, do novations, a couple things here and there. So
Yeah, right on, man. So basically, I kind of want to we'll get into how you got started and all that good stuff. But what does the last 2 weeks look like a typical week or a couple days in the life of your investment company and kind of what you do?
So a lot of my stuff is I get deals sent to me.
Mhm.
I try to get in with a lot of the newer wholesalers. I do a lot of marketing myself. I drive for dollars, all that good stuff. Um, I know you and I were talking about the virtual aspect of it all, but I love my backyard.
Mhm.
I grew up here, been here pretty much my whole life, and I've seen Arizona, Tucson just blow up, man. It was, some of these really bad areas of town when I was in high school are now, thriving. Places where you would not want to go to school or would not want to walk down the street are thriving. So it's good to, drive around, look at these different areas and see what's going on out there.
Yeah. I think that's one of the cool things about our business is a lot of people join for the money or they join because they think real estate's the way to go. But when you're actually in your community and you're picking up these, beat up awful properties and then you're making them look good and then you're putting them back on the market and then people you can drive by and be like, hey, I built that, that's a cool feeling to have. And that's a wonderful part of this business, I think, too, that we don't think about all the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's one of the better things is, I've had some of these people that we've, done ovations with and wholesaled with, and they're like, you thank you. You do not understand how much you helped me out. You do not understand, you know, the problems you've solved for me. And there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, well, you're just out there trying to steal and rob and be a shyster. They don't, there's a flip side to that coin. So
Yeah, exactly. And how long have you been in the game? And what is your exit strategy usually, or what do you guys usually do?
so I've been doing this. I've been a licensed realtor for about 2.5 years. Before this, man, I was, doing the wholesaling thing, just driving around looking for deals, all that good stuff. I've been doing it for about total of going on 3.5 years now.
Sweet.
So exit strategy, it all depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes a wholesale is the I want quick, fast in and out. I've done novations where the person, you know, they couldn't. There was no other exit strategy except for that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it just depends on the situation.
Have you found that getting your real estate license has helped your business, or I mean, just kind of what drove you to do it?
You know, to be honest with you, it actually helped out a lot, man. It
Cool.
helped out a ton, and it's not because I got MLS access. It's not of that. It's it kind of gives you a little bit of like credibility.
Yeah.
You go, let's say I go into a house and the person's like, well, yes, I want to sell this, blah, 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 whatever the situation is. My thing to them is like, hey, listen, um, I'll give you my sales number.
Yeah.
So if I do something unethical, I have somebody to report to. So they have my sales number. They have, who I hang my license with. They have all the information they need, man.
That's
So
kind of
in
cool.
all reality, it kind of gives me a little bit more credibility. Am I chopping down on the wholesalers that's not licensed? you know, it is and it isn't. My partner is not licensed,
Yeah.
and he goes out there. But when we go together, it's just like, hey, here you go. You got a licensed agent. You can. Here's your comps. Here's all your paperwork. So
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
I think in the Arizona market with how many wholesalers and people that are blowing people up to get these deals, it is good to have that little extra official, real estate license on top of everything. So I think it's pretty cool. I've been debating. I just know sometimes you got to put your name on everything that you do. So if you want to buy it as as an investor, you have to say you're a licensed real estate agent. So, but that's not a big hurdle to get over. It's kind of probably more good than bad.
And you know what, man, it is. It's it's one of those things that you know, you have nothing to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you go and tell somebody, hey, listen, I'm gonna buy your property, and I've gone in and I said, hey, we're gonna buy the property with the intent of buying it, and then come to find out, hey, we're gonna wholesale it, and I've gone to the seller and I said, hey, somebody's gonna come in, you're gonna get your money no matter what, but somebody else is gonna come in and buy us out on our end, and they're like, yeah, whatever, as long as I'm taken care of, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get to the dessert, man. I want to know, what was your favorite deal this year or recently? And then, like, how'd you find the deal? And then how did it happen and how did it end, man?
It's going to be word of mouth, actually, man. That was,
yeah,
word of mouth. I talked to everybody. You go and hang out at a Burger King and you see people walk in and they say, oh, I'm here to pick up something for Robert Lyon. And all of a sudden I'm like, hey, bro, do you do DoorDash? Yeah. Hey, here's my card. Drive around everywhere. Literally handing out a ton of cards that way, man. Ton of cards. So it was word of mouth. I just talked to some people and they got back to me, and then it come to find out the father had passed away. They were living there, the house was paid off, but the mom, who actually was on title or on deed, wanted to move out of state. So I came in, we went back and forth on negotiating the price and all that, and it was a good deal. But what ended up happening is she ended up getting COVID. So we were like, oh man, like what's like,
what can you do? Yeah.
Is there a deal? Like I couldn't get a hold of her for some time, and all of a sudden, she reached out and says, hey, I'm ready, I'm done. It was, we had to hold her hand quite a bit throughout the whole situation. The whole time she was just like, well, I'm not sure about this and I'm not sure about that. The whole time we were reassuring her the whole thing was good. We were 100%, it was going to do it. We got it. I don't know if you want numbers or what.
Just whatever you want to share with us.
Yeah, I mean, we got it under contract for 115 with the intent of going in and flipping it.
Yeah.
And we talked to a few other investors that we know here in town, and they're like, hey man, I'll buy that from you. And we ended up making a $27,000 spread on it.
Nice. And just a quick wholesale deal.
Just a quick wholesale deal. Yeah, we closed in 2 weeks, which the lady was absolutely happy. She was like, God sent you to me for a reason.
I love that.
Man, and being a Christian man, it does make you feel super good knowing that you're out there helping people out.
No, we actually closed the deal this morning, and the guy, he got it from like some seller finance thing. And anyways, he's just worked his whole life. Like he's just one of those good old boys that just has never had money. And we just sold his house for $70,000, and he's just like, he's going to kill it. He's so happy. So I love that side of this business too. It's like when you actually get these sellers some money in their pocket when they've been struggling or something like that, it's a beautiful thing. Do you do flips, or like what are you guys looking to do now?
I'm actually, you know what, man, I want to utilize this novation. The novation is kind of the novation is kind of a toss around term, which, it's not exactly what like everybody's throwing around novation as, oh, you fix and flip with a homeowner. It's actually, you're just going a JV deal with that person. A novation is actually, you get a house under contract for 100,000, and then you just turn around and give that contract to an agent. They put it on the market for 150,000, and you just get that difference. You pay all the closing costs. The seller walks away with their 100. You walk away with your 50 minus your closing costs. That's a true novation.
Yeah.
So there's a misconception on that side too, where the novation is, oh, well, I'm fixing and flipping. It's a good toss around term. It's something that a lot of people are starting to say a lot more, but I really like that. The one that I had that we done, this was back in, I want to say May. It was one of our military members, and obviously I'm not going to let them down. My son's in the Navy, so we ended up going in. The house was destroyed. She was gone. Her parents came in and just kind of let the house go. So we came in, we fixed it up, we put it on the market for her. There was no money out of her pocket for anything. And she thought she was going to walk away with making nothing. And she ended up walking out making $25,000 on that deal. And we made our money too. And I actually got that deal from a gentleman in Phoenix. Nice. He sent that to me. Yeah, he sent that to me. So
I like that your word of mouth business is good, man. I mean, I feel like you're bona fide in Tucson, but I've only met you a couple times, but I still have that vibe. Like, this is the Tucson guy right here.
Dude, I'm all over the place, man. You know,
Yeah.
Tucson's great, man. And it's so small. So,
Right.
you know, I know so many, I was on the phone with another wholesaler. He's an agent, does everything the same as I do, fix and flips, the whole nine. And, you know, we're on the phone. Hey, let's do this deal together. I got, and that's why I kind of keep bobbing my head. I'm trying to keep my board block.
Yeah, you're good. So I like the novation, man. So to put you on the spot, like, what's your pitch when you tell them? You just say, hey, look, like, what if I was going to fix it up for you and we put it on the market and we list it together and then we get you some money and then I get my money, right? Like, what is your kind of pitch when you say it to these sellers?
So the best way that I've been telling people is, hey, you know, let's say I walk into a house and the person's like, hey, my house needs some work, you know, but I need to list it and this is my dollar amount. And if they're realistic enough, yeah, some people are going to be, hey, I want 300,000 for my $200,000 house. Unrealistic. And that's where you kind of have to chop wood and talk to these people and tell them, hey, this is the way it is. So the way I like to pitch it is, hey, listen, your house is worth this. If we sell it, I'm a numbers guy. I will sit down and run my numbers right in front of them. Hey, listen, to paint your house, it's $1.25 to $1.75 a square foot. To do tile, it's about $3.50 to $5 a square foot. To do countertops, blah, blah, blah. I just build it all up. And then I say, to do all these things plus hold the cost at the very end of it, it's going to cost money. I'm in the business to make a profit, and I hope you understand that. And a lot of people are like, yes, I get it. I understand. You need to get paid. And I can't list an ovation because I'm the subcontractor pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. You said you used your real estate license, but I was like, no, innovations I thought was just for investors. So that's cool. That's what I was just
Yeah. So the way I do it is I'll do a 4% instead of the 3%.
So you're making double dipping. That's sick.
Yeah.
Not even double dipping, but yeah, that's cool.
No, well, what I do is I end up giving that listing to another agent, and then what I'll do is just say, hey, give me a 50% referral fee. So they're making 2%, I'm making 2%. So
yeah,
there's still money all the way around.
Nice, man. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, we were kind of talking at the beginning, like, you know, what do you think would be most valuable? And I think like the biggest thing that most wholesalers and a lot of people that are trying to get into this business are screwing up is comping, right?
Oh,
and
absolutely.
The way that I've been learning, like, because I've been trying to teach my whole team how to comp, and it's the best way that I've figured it out is it's the art of comping, right? Because there's like, everybody wants this like one solid number that's like, this is the definitive price for this house, and that just doesn't exist really. You know what I mean? So how do you think people can learn how to comp? What is your insight to help newbies and new people try and figure out the numbers? Do you have anything?
I mean, a lot of people have the access, you know, everybody has PropStream, I'm sure.
Right.
If you go on there, a lot of people, what they'll end up doing is they just, oh, well, the number on top is the number it's worth, which isn't always the case. You can go into where it says comping. Let me see if I can bring it up real fast. Sorry.
No problem. But yeah, I just think it's important. So here, now you can share your screen. It's just like the biggest struggle. Cause like you were talking about in Arizona, like we get these deals that the numbers just don't make any fucking sense. And then they become JV deals and then they get daisy chain and it just gets gross at this point. Like,
yeah, no. And that's the thing, man, you know, like I get deals sent to me all the time. Let's say out of 100 deals, maybe one of them, the numbers are good. The price is the wholesale price is wrong. You know, like it's just too much. You know, oh, I want 200,000 for this $250,000 house, but it needs 50,000 in repairs. I'm like,
yeah,
not enough cushion in there. No, but so if you go onto your comping, you know, just go, all you have to do is click where it says, you know, data both. You want to make sure that your square footage is right, and then you want to go within the last 5 months of when it was sold. Don't cross any major roads. And that's what I keep getting a lot of, like, oh, well, this house down the street. I'm like, yeah, but you're going from a commercial area to a historical area.
Yeah,
you're not in the same area. You're completely different. So something that goes for 500,000 over here is now going for, you know, 250 over here. So it just doesn't
stay in the same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood. Yeah. Square footage, bedrooms, you know, a lot of people, oh, well, this is a 4-3. I'm like, well, yeah, now you got to deduct $25,000 because you got a 3-2.
Yeah.
So,
So in the Tucson market, let's just talk like wholesaling numbers. What do
Yeah.
you think buyers are looking to buy at right now? Like, is it as high as like Phoenix where it's like 80% ARV minus repairs? Like, what are you seeing
I'm seeing about 70 to 80%.
in Tucson?
Yeah. So
Nice.
again, it all depends on, you go in there and it needs a complete gut job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be lower. But if you're doing a good enough job, finding these deals, and they need a good amount of work, but not a ton of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get about 70%.
All right. So I'm gonna interrogate you on the Tucson market, man. So let's take a look at it real quick, because I just want to know someone who actually lives down there, right? That
Yeah, definitely.
Because like I've got so my buyer, he was only interested from pretty much like this side of the highway, right? So my bad, my finger's sticking it, but from here down and over, like this is kind of like the nice area, the Garden District,
Yep.
Paso and stuff like that. But we're finding a lot of deals down by the airport and stuff. And I just want to know, like, is that part of Tucson? Is it sketchy? Like, if you wanted to do a wholesale or do a fix and flip, like if you left a ladder out, is it going to get stolen? Like, how do you feel about the lower part of Tucson, I guess, if you will? Like, what do you think?
You know what, man? That's actually a good area.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, it is affordable housing.
Yeah, that's what we're finding. It's like in all of Arizona, all the houses are getting ridiculous. But down by the airport, down in these areas is where we're finding some good sub-2 deals, like South Tucson, I guess. But they get a little more dirt roads and stuff like that. So I just wanted to pick your brain. Like, what areas do you get excited about, like properties in Tucson that like,
I try to stay away from like the east side, right where your guys looking to buy. That's pretty much where I'm at. I'm in that.
That's
area.
where that's kind of what I'm getting to. And I mean, mostly what I'm finding is creative deals. Like, you're not going to find a wholesale deal so much. Maybe someone with a mortgage they can't pay. At least that's what I'm finding. But maybe there's some good deals in there still. But a lot of interesting properties, and it's more like, Yuppieville. And nowadays, like, all the houses are getting really nice.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Sorry, you got a lot of let me see, like Rodway East where you're at right there. That's a little bit like you cross the road, you're getting beautiful houses. You cross the other side of the road, you're straight like, don't leave your ladder out. You're gonna get that thing taken real quick.
That's how I define the neighborhood. If I leave my ladder out, because I've had my ladder stolen a lot.
I obviously I could tell.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, Tucson is awesome. I mean, I love just the whole market of Tucson. So I think we're gonna blow it up. But I wanted to ask you a couple other areas. Are there any other nicer areas, like kind of towards Mexico or towards Phoenix, that you think are kind of on the come up that aren't necessarily right in Tucson?
You know what, man? A lot of people are going to like to Coolidge, Eloy. Coolidge? Yeah, it's on the north side. Keep going north. A little bit more north. See where it says Red Rock up there? Arizona City, Casa Grande, Florence.
Yeah.
All those areas are starting to blow up right now. And
so just the whole highway.
Yeah, just in that area. So what's going on in Arizona City, there's a Tesla's competitors actually there. They're called Lucid. So they actually just opened up a new factory there. Wow. In Coolidge, they're opening up a battery factory.
Nice.
So these are the things that a lot of people are like, oh, well, there's no deals in Tucson. Well, just go outside. Those places right there are gonna blow up.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. And then there's some other places like Lake Havasu and some other things on the border of California are blowing up too, that are kind of more rural, just because everybody wants to leave California, but they don't want to go too far from California.
Well, and that's Yuma too. Yuma's going crazy, man. I'm like, I keep hearing, where your hands are right there in 3 points.
Yeah.
I think that's too far out for a lot of my investors.
Mm-hmm.
That if people want to, it's like to get anywhere, good, it's probably a good 40-minute drive, 40-minute drive.
Yeah. And you guys have like contractors and stuff all in Tucson that are ready to work, or like?
Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part, man, is getting people that want to work. Everybody.
That's what I hear, man. I don't know. I was thinking about becoming a general contractor because I'm pretty good at getting people, stoked to work, but it's probably not that easy, man.
Yeah, man. Come on down, man. That'd be awesome, man. Because that right there, like I said, I live in the outer skirts of Tucson. I live in
Mhm.
Marana,
Yeah.
and I wanted I got a pool put in, and I wanted some pavers.
Mhm.
I called 10 different people to come and give me quotes. I got two people to come out. I got one quote, and I'm like, I guess I got to go with you. There's really no. It
Damn,
is
nobody wants to
insane,
work,
man.
man. It's like
Yeah.
the Rona happened and then like everybody just vanished. Like,
Well, what's funny, man? This is actually before Rona. So I'm a welder, man. So I
no,
do a lot
nice.
of I do a lot of wrought iron and things like that. Um, I got a phone call from a lady who wanted a pole fence.
Mhm.
I show up on Super Bowl Sunday a few years back, and she's like, "I can't believe you're here." And I was like, "Why?" She's like,
You're a real person.
"You're actually here at my house on Super Bowl Sunday. Normally people are getting all ready to party and do all their stuff." And I'm like, I'm ready to go. Let's do this."
Yeah.
I gave her a quote. Like 2 days later, she shot me a yes, and we got it done like in 3 weeks. And she was more than happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess she had called probably about 5 or 6 different people, and I was the first person to show up.
Wow.
So it's crazy, man.
That's
On this
where maybe that's where the
company.
value is. So right now, like you're just pretty pumped on novation deals. Like that's what would just like you light you up, you'd be ready to go.
Yeah, and then anything with cash flow, like me and another wholesaler here in town walked a property on Thursday,
Nice.
and it looked promising. Unfortunately, the seller wanted more than we could offer, and he wanted way high interest rates. So it was just like, can't do it. So
Right. Now, I've been trying to pitch seller finance, and for some reason they have it in their head that 6% is what they want. It's just like that's just too much money, man. That makes like $100,000 house, a $200,000 house. Like,
yeah, I don't see where these. I mean, and this guy's a broker, so
oh,
I was just like, he kind of understands the whole name of the game,
yeah. Uh-huh.
but it is one of those things. You're just like, hey, it's not. You still need to put work into it. He wants market value plus 6% on the interest
Mhm.
rate, and it still needs probably about 10-15 grand in repairs. So
Right. It just doesn't work.
doesn't fit
Uh,
my not in my buy box.
yeah. So I'm all about the listener's success, man. So what are some things that you wish you knew kind of when you started, or what has really helped you kind of to be successful in this game?
Oh man. So a lot of people say, hey, go find the deal, and the money, you'll find the buyer. I wish I would have, I mean, we both know who Pace Morby is. He's a huge influencer up in the Phoenix area, and he's all about squatting up.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I did the whole squat up thing, man, I've noticed that I've been a lot more, focused and successful on things that I want to get done, because I'm ADHD. So I see something shiny chrome across, man, I'm squirrel. I'm gone,
Same.
man. I'm like,
Squirrel.
you're on the phone, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, Facebook, oh, Instagram, oh, Twitter, oh, that. You're like, I get sidetracked super easy. So it's one of those things, man. You just gotta, it's good to be able to, focus on one thing, and it definitely focus on
Mhm.
what you want. A lot of people see the shiny object and they say, oh, well, I want to flip, oh, I want innovation, oh, I want to do this. If you talk to somebody, bring it to a person who's actually done a deal before, and let them hold your hand and walk you through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, I like working with new wholesalers, and I say, hey, listen, if you bring a deal to me, I'm going to hold your hand, I'm going to walk you down to from signing a contract, putting money in escrow, to opening title. A lot of people don't know
Mhm.
what opening title is. I saw on Facebook earlier, some guys like, hey, if I offer somebody, if they owe 50,000 and I offer them 70, do they get 70 or do they get the 20? And I'm like, again, a newbie question that you're like, if they owe 50, they're going to have to pay that 50. It doesn't go away. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. And so right now, like, I'm doing 75 hard. I'm
Mhm.
on day 8, and
Oh,
that's to
nice.
try to get, yeah, man, it's to try to get my focus, because I do see a squirrel and I'm gone, man. I'm down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So,
start the new year because I think I'm too weak for the holidays to do 75 hard, man. Good on you.
oh man, and I think that's why I wanted to do it, is so I
Yeah,
can actually have that. Okay, there's a
the
temptation.
discipline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a temptation that's around the corner, and man, I'm Mexican, man, and my family goes all out for Thanksgiving. They
Nice.
just
Yeah.
there's pies and turkeys and hams and yeah, you name it, I'm on to eat it now. But
You're just gonna have tunnel vision away from all that.
Yeah, it is it is going to be hard, especially the non-drinking. I don't drink. I'm not a big drinker anyways. I'll drink a beer here and there, but it's
Holidays.
campfire. It's campfire time, man. I have bonfires in my backyard, have a beer, some, Jack and Cokes, and go from there, man.
You got a lot of buyers in Tucson, like you were saying, like that are hungry for deals.
There's a ton of buyers that are hungry for deals, man. There's a ton of buyers, and it's
all of Arizona.
Yeah, and it's not even the flippers themselves, man. I've seen people put houses up on the market that need work, and you've got John Doe and Jane Doe going in there and saying, "Hey, we need a house, and we'll buy this. We'll fix it up ourselves."
Oh man, I had a guy in Colorado who was a regular person, but he had $300,000 and he couldn't buy a house. And I was like, what? Like, I'll find you a property within like 2 weeks. Like, I just never think about actually finding houses for just regular people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I always have to find one for an investor or some hedge fund or some crap. And it's like, there's just regular people out there that are trying to find these deals. And I think that's what the power of all this, creative financing stuff is, and things like that going forward. You'll have more options and more people to help, because if you can find a deal where they can put down, 25 grand or whatever, and then just make the mortgage payment or something, like that's gold at this point. Cause not everybody's going to get approved for the standard real estate method of getting into housing and stuff like that,
Yeah. Like those lease options, man, they're awesome. Those owner carries lease options. I think that's going to be a huge thing if something happens to the market.
Yeah. I'm thinking next year we're still solid on things, probably slowing down a little bit, but the market can't keep up, especially in Arizona. Like, it's just gone insane, man. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, what the funny thing is, everybody's saying, "Oh, well, Zillow's not buying anymore. Zillow's not buying."
Nobody cares about Zillow.
They're a huge company, man. They, they're doing. They may be doing something to inflate the market, or hey, now everything's going to drop down, and now they may be doing something in the market. We don't know, but good on them for doing what they did. Unfortunately, they, we'll see what happens with that company.
Maybe not. Yeah, I guess I heard that. Like, they might have just sold all these houses to get their cash back, because then when the market crashes, they're going to buy up everything. That might have been what their whole play was. So.
Yeah, I mean that might be one of their plays. You never know. I mean, the market in Tucson or in Arizona, just generally across everywhere, it is insane. It's insane, man.
Yeah. I'm looking like for locations on the West Coast that I could even do fix and flips, because it feels like I need, $200,000. And Tucson is one of those places. That's why I'm like happy to talk to you. But it's just like, where else on the West Coast can you even find, properties for like 50,000 that you could sell for 150 or 300,000? It's just they're becoming rare and more rare. Oh, yeah. So it's like, but Tucson has some good places. I mean, what other places do you have interest in, in your market? Do you have any ideas?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh yeah, but that's not West Side though. That's
I know it's not. I know it's not West Side, man. But I have a realtor friend that's up there, and she sent me a 4-package deal for $192.
Yeah,
and they're cash flowing, man. They're $700 each. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a good turnaround. That's a good ROI, man.
Yeah. Now we've been mostly stuck in the southern belt, if you will. So we're virtually in Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia, Louisiana, and then Florida, North Carolina. So that's where we're killing it, but we just wholesale. So I want to find more deals towards us, so that if I have to drive to it, or if I wanted to fix and flip it myself, like that's really what I want. But maybe it's better that they're all far away, because then I'd spend my whole day like, working on houses instead of actually getting deals done and stuff like that. So it's a give and take a little bit.
No, trust me, I know, because like I have a tendency, like that innovation that we did over on the east side. I was over there and I was, getting my hands dirty. I was, I'm a blue collar guy, man. Right. I was a diesel mechanic for 15 years, and that's what I do, man. I'm a worker. So that's why it was hard. It's hard for me to like put myself into a business aspect of it all.
Yeah.
So,
and like keeping your systems and stuff going and things like that, for sure. But I still want to find some good deals in Arizona, man. That's what our mission is. So
they're out there. They're especially right now.
mhm.
Right now is a slow season. I mean, you have to understand real estate is there's always a dip
Right.
right around November,
Mhm.
and then January 15th, time to go. Let's rock and roll at that time.
That's exciting, man. No, yeah, I think like so my business model is like we were kind of just getting everything going. So we kind of felt like more goldfish, which is why we were in like Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, where like all these houses were. But now we're sharks, man. So we're gonna be coming back to Arizona. We're gonna be coming back to California. We're gonna just kind of really go all out, especially with we've been closing a lot of creative deals and really deeply discounted like wholesaling deals because we've kind of gotten good at negotiating and stuff like that. So I'm excited for really, I guess next year we're probably going to launch more in Arizona, but I think
No,
it's
that's cool,
exciting.
man.
So yeah, I'm pretty pumped, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing to do is just work with people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
like you and I are on this call right now, and you never know. I may call you up next week and say, "Hey, man, I got a Ganga deal. You want to jump
Yeah,
on it? Let's partner up
yeah,
on it." I'll bring the time, and I'll be there doing the blue collar
yeah,
stuff. I'll be
exactly.
there. I'll be sweeping floors. I don't care, man. I love working.
I know I'm 3 hours away from Tucson. So I've had a couple deals where I'm like, I'm gonna fucking drive down there on Friday. It's like 6 hours, like there and back. But yeah, man, no, it's good to connect. I think squatting up, finding people that are real and in this business is really good. There's a lot of wannabe wholesalers that are never actually going to do anything, but they still somehow get something under contract once. So
You take a bat 100 times, you're gonna hit one at least. At least that it's a numbers game. So
yeah,
you talk to so
exactly.
many people, and yeah, you're gonna get a deal. Everybody can get a deal. Um, and a lot of people are, oh, there's too much competition, too much
Mhm.
competition, too much competition. I'm like, this is a
I think
very, what we do is very niche, man.
yeah.
Is very niche.
Yeah, I was talking to someone this morning, just even especially like the creative stuff too. It's like there's only a handful of people that are actually doing creative deals or actually know how to put a contract together or do any of that stuff. Like it's very like it should be more widespread. Pace Morby's doing a lot of that,
Yep.
but still, what is it like? There's such a small amount compared to how many houses and how many sellers and how many people there are out there. It's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm not a big sub two guy.
Yeah,
I want to get into it just so I can start doing generational wealth, and creative finance is one of those things that I think will elevate me to that next level.
yeah,
So,
I agree. I bet Tucson would be a good Airbnb place too. I feel like a lot of people, I guess they have that big gem show every year. You guys got a lot of stuff going on. Might
oh
be a
man,
decent
we just
spot.
had tour to Tucson. We got a lot of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, we got a lot of people from a lot of people from Mexico come in. We got
Yeah.
people from Colorado, from California. We got them from all over the place coming down here. Hawaii, Alaska. We've seen them. I've seen because I used to ride a long time ago,
Yeah.
and yeah, you'll see them from everywhere, man. So Airbnbs, especially right around the airport area or off the freeways, that's where a
Mhm.
lot of people want to stick to.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's awesome.
Well, you're in a good spot to do some Airbnbs up there too, right?
Yeah, Payson's killing it, man. We
I'm
got a couple
sure.
partners and things like that. I was just looking at this one house we might pick up, but the guy just he painted it like the blue of this wall behind me. He painted the
Yeah.
whole house like bright blue out in the middle of the forest, like on a mountain. So it looks like shit. So nobody wants to buy it. So I might just wholesale it. But yeah, there's a bunch of opportunities for some Airbnbs up here for sure.
Yeah.
But
I know
yeah,
my sister's looking for something up there. She's
yeah,
looking
it's
for
I love it
solo.
here because it's not as hot as Phoenix. I don't know what Tucson's like Phoenix heat, but it's a little
Uh,
better up here.
yeah, it gets pretty toasty, man.
I'm sure.
110. That's why if you don't have a pool, you're suffering.
Yeah, you got to get that pool. Well, that's a
You
good
have to.
thing.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that's a good expense right there.
Yeah,
Especially if you have kids. You got to keep them occupied and busy. So
right. And go play in the pool.
that's it, man. Sit in the pool, drink a beer, lounge, got an umbrella under there all day,
Good to
man.
go.
Hell,
Ah, man.
hell yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today, man. If everybody wants to send you deals or get in contact with you, what's the best ways to find you?
Probably Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram. So on Instagram, it's tatted_realtor. I used to own
Oh
a
yeah.
tattoo. Yeah, I used to own a
Do you
tattoo
still do
shop.
tattoos?
I do, man. It's more of a hobby now than anything.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, I've been an entrepreneur pretty much like my whole life, man. I've always loved just work. Like I worked 48 hours at the mines and then go home, shower up, go to the tattoo shop and start working. And then after
Nice.
that on Sundays when there was no work, I would be at home welding for somebody or making a fence or a gate, just constantly working. And my wife, she's like, oh my God, slow down. Now I'm a little bit more calm, but yeah. Sorry, see squirrel right there, man. So you can find me at tatted_realtor on Instagram, and then for Facebook is just German Suarez.
Nice, man. I got one more question, but
yeah,
sounds like I'll have to come down there. We'll do an ovation. You'll give me a tattoo and we'll have a good time, man.
Let's do it, man. You can't drink beforehand, but
afterwards we'll do it.
After 75 hard though, man. That's got to be one of those things.
Man. Yeah, man. You got to push through that. Nope, no drinks until you're done with that, man. That's the discipline thing, man. But
yeah, it's hard, bro. It is hard.
Yeah, no, working out. I mean, I work out once a day and it's a pain in the ass. So twice a day plus all the other stuff, man. It's like shit.
I know I'm eyeballing my gallon of water right now. I'm like, dude, I got to get cracking on that here in a bit.
I got to get doing it. All right, man. So the question that I ask everybody that kind of comes on the show is like, what motivates you, man? What keeps you going? What gives you the drive to do all these things?
A lot of people are going to come out to you and say the same thing, and it's probably going to be, family, kids, freedom, all that stuff right there. Sorry, my phone's going off.
You're good.
Me personally, I think it's I want my community to be better, and if I can help out people in my community, man, it's, like I said, that one with the military person,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that to me is better than, making $100,000 deal, just because I know she was happy.
Right. She was just so happy that someone could help her out of her situation.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's, and if you help enough people out, what's going to happen is whatever you put onto this universe is going to come back to you. It's in the Bible. It's everywhere. I don't know if you're religious or not, man, but whatever you put into this world is going to come back to you. So I believe in good karma, being a good person. There's a ton of fake people out there. So I just try to do the best I can. I try to raise my kids that way, hold doors, be respectful. And, my oldest boy, he's in the Navy. And, that dude, I was rough on him growing up, but when he went to boot camp, I got a letter from him, and he was like, I always thought you were the biggest jerk, and you were so mean. And then at the very end of it, he's like, now I understand why.
Right.
So yeah, that's me, man. I just want to do the best I can, put out the best energy I can in this world, man.
I love that, man. That's awesome. Well, I think it's been amazing talking to you, man. Do you have any other last thoughts or anything else that you want to share?
If you have any deals in Tucson, Casa Grande, Coolidge, send them my way. Always interested in looking at deals. Do your comping beforehand.
Yeah.
But I'm always interested in, looking at what's going on. And then, like I was talking to you earlier, man, there's, I've toyed with the idea of going virtual. Just,
mm-hmm.
I'll give it a shot, man. I'm always down for something new.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to do it, man. But you have no idea. Like just this week, we were showing a house to someone, and somebody walked away with the key. And I'm just like totally fucked because I don't live anywhere near Alabama to go and open the door for the buyer to get them in. It's just like, so it's like there's so many benefits to doing it in your backyard where you can just go to the house, go talk to the seller. But virtual is pretty cool too. So, but they have their ups and downs for sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to pick your brain on that one.
Yeah, no, that's kind of funny. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Be sure to like and share. Check them out on Instagram. I know I'm going to go check out your tattoos, man. So that'd be pretty sweet.
Got to scroll down a little bit.
Well, thanks for coming on, man.
All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
No problem. Bye.